So last time, John, you were on the show, you were very critical of one thing in specific that I remember, and that was the Utah Jazz's defense. I remember you saying, quote for quote, they're fundamentally broken. You were very harsh on the Utah Jazz, very passionate, very harsh, very indictive. So I want to ask you, the Utah Jazz are going through a dilemma right now. They just lost in the first round. It's horrible for them. Rudy Gobert called out Mitchell. Now, what side do you lean on? Gobert or Mitchell?
Neither.
You don't like either one.
Why did Danny Ainge come here? What's his plan? What's Danny Ainge known for? He's cold-hearted. He'll trade both. He'll trade Quinn Snyder too. He'll trade everyone.
You can trade a coach.
You can't trade a coach.
He's done it before.
Yo, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Doc,
I seen people talk about they can trade coaches. I was so confused.
How did Doc get to L.A.?
I thought he just... Wow.
Danny traded him. I don't want to say he's going to do it with Quinn Snyder too, but if the Lakers want to coach, and I mean, the Lakers need a lot of things, nothing is off the table. I don't know what's going to happen with Donovan, what he wants. Ultimately, it comes down to how him and Rudy get along. And everyone deserves blame. Like the Jazz, with Donovan Mitchell being so good so early, they did not build this team with top 10 picks. Their only top 10 picks were Rudy Gay, Mike Conley, maybe somebody else. So they didn't get any shots.
Did you say Rudy Gay?
Yeah, Rudy Gay, top 5 pick. Or top 10 pick, yeah. Wasn't he?
He
Maybe
was,
not.
but
not with Utah.
Maybe not.
Not with
Well,
Utah.
that's what I'm saying. They brought them in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
fuck?
I think
But he was way
top 10
past
pick,
his
right?
prime.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the point. He's coming off foot surgery. I'm talking about top 10 picks on the team.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So they didn't get any shots in the 2019-2018 draft to get a Luka Doncic, right? And with that, the team could only be as good as the sum of its parts. So they bring in Bojan Bogdanovic in free agency. Really good move. Mike Conley, really good move. But he was 31 at the time. And I was telling you guys, I'm like, Mike Conley and Joe Ingles, both of them are older. Joe Ingles came into training camp out of shape, was terrific last year, was not the same player this year. Mike Conley in the playoffs, did you guys see him? He wasn't out there, wasn't playing well at all. And now they're stuck. They gave a pretty nice extension in the 2021 offseason. This team is not going anywhere past the first round. I mean, I think it's done. You can say maybe you trade Rudy and you keep Donovan Mitchell. Just blow the entire thing up at that point. You're not getting better if you trade Rudy Gobert. You're not. It's as simple as that. And then if you trade Donovan, I mean, you're not getting better either. So it's like it's a lose-lose. And what's Danny Ainge known for? Because he's around the show. He did not draft any of these players. This is the team he came in and took. Danny Ainge only does one thing. And to me, this thing's over.
I mean, you talk about the Jazz not having a lot of options to draft top players. Toronto was in the same position, and Toronto found gems in Fred and Pascal, OG late. So I'm not giving the Jazz a pass for not having top draft picks because they could have drafted Herb Jones instead of Jared Butler.
We're honest.
And they chose Jared Butler because of that.
To be fair, we thought it was a good pick.
I like Jared Butler. I like him as a player. Where they got him, it was a good value pick. But what they needed, we were vouching for them to draft Kessler Edwards, which would have been a better pick for them. What I'm saying is that I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt for not having top picks. Rudy Gobert, reported by Real OC Sports, which Rudy Gobert called out this report and said, every day there's new rumor. But this report says Rudy Gobert is at a him or a me point with Donovan Mitchell and will demand that one of them be traded in the next few days. Rudy feels that his own numbers are consistent or getting better, while Don is a defensive liability and falling off in terms of explosiveness. Now, my first thoughts on this are that Rudy Gobert demanding anything is ridiculous. I'll trade his ass tomorrow. He does that shit to me. I've been saying it from the beginning. They need to blow this team up. But Rudy Gobert is not wrong. Donovan Mitchell doesn't play defense. Donovan Mitchell's explosiveness is not the same it was a year or 2 years ago. That ankle injury you can see it's kind of lingering on. And I'm siding with Rudy Gobert. Like I don't think the Jazz should keep him, but he's been holding this defense afloat for 2 to 3 seasons now, while all the parts around him are garbage. He's been holding them and making them a consistent top 10 defense in the NBA. Mitchell's coming off of one of his worst playoff performances. Every year he's gotten worse defensively. And I meant it when I said it a couple shows ago that I think he's plateaued. That instant success as a rookie, we had high expectations for him. But now we see this is the player he is. He's a high volume scorer. That's an average playmaker. That's a below average defender. And you can't win a championship with that guy being your best player on your team.
Those headlong drives where his vision is just like not good enough to be a primary point guard. They tried making him one, and he showed some progression, but he's just not that guy. You touched on the margin, or I want to touch on the margin of error. You said the Raptors, they snagged OG Anunoby, Pascal, Freddie went undrafted. The margin of error is very narrow when you don't have the top 10 picks. How many teams draft as well as Toronto?
You say that, but then I can also counter that and say, we've seen a team like Atlanta have these shots, and they drafted a DeAndre Hunter, which has been a disappointment thus far. They drafted a Cam Reddish, who they just traded, who they thought could become a star. And then Onyeka was the other lottery pick, which Kevin Huerter, I love Onyeka, so I'm not going to say nothing bad about him, but they missed on their top draft picks.
And you know what's crazy? They've all been hurt. Onyeka, Hunter, Cam, nagging injuries, year in, year out. First of all, because Rudy's comments is funny. I agree with you. Who the hell is he to say that he can demand anything? Like, that's it. Certain players, I understand when LeBron walks up in the office, Kevin Durant, even Luka. I get it, bro. You're that guy. I understand. You can walk in here, you can demand things. But, for him to say Donovan Mitchell hasn't gotten better when Rudy Gobert is in year 10 with no offensive game is still kind of crazy to me. Like, you can knock Donovan for not getting better. Okay, that's fair. But how you saying you've gotten better is kind of weird to me. Defensively, you're fucking amazing. You're incredible. You're this historically great defender. Offensively, you're still not good. You have not been good since you've walked in the league. Sometimes you miss dunks. There's literally a reason why at 7'3", it's hard to pass to you. Sometimes you don't make layups. So it's like, I don't understand his comments because Donovan Mitchell, like in the playoffs, I get it. Sometimes he's tunnel vision. Sometimes he is inefficient. But one thing's for sure, he comes to play. He does put his best efforts. And Rudy Gobert, like you said, I think they do need to blow it up in general. Both of them don't need to be there. They should, kill the whole thing. But it's like you're looking at Donovan, you're looking at Rudy. If you trade Rudy, can Rudy honestly get better if he leaves?
Yeah. Put him with Luka, Trey, one of those guys.
How is he getting better, though? I don't think he's getting better. If Donovan leaves, I think he can still get better as a basketball player.
You did say Rudy is a bad offensive player. He has no bag. I get that. But
he has no post up.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. The Jazz are the best offense in the game last season, and they built their offense around his strengths and weaknesses. So it's like, can you build an elite top one? Okay. No, I was going to say you can't build a top 1 or top 3 defense with Donovan, but you can because you have Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, please don't. Yeah. Wait, what do you mean?
You can't build a top defense around Donovan Mitchell.
Well, yeah, obviously. But you can have him in as a starter as the number 1 option offensively in a top 1, top 3 defense.
The Jazz were a great offense last year. I know that Rudy Gobert's rim running had a lot to do with it, but it also helped that you had 40% shooters all around the court, and what they do is shoot a ton of threes. So I'm not going to credit Rudy Gobert for making their offense so great. I think he was a big part of it, but I think he doesn't get better as a player, but his numbers get better. I think with Luka, he averages 20 and 15.
He does not average 20
He doesn't
points.
have a grade A playmaker.
He does not average 20 points.
Easily.
Rudy Gobert would never.
With Trae Young, he can average 20.
No.
2.
He's gonna. No, he's not. How is he gonna average 20 points?
He averages like 17 right now.
No, he doesn't.
He averages 15 and 15.
He's gonna average 15.
So he can't average 5 more points.
Yo, are you serious?
With Luka.
You think Rudy's getting 20 a game? You guys are crazy.
He's at 16. You don't think you get to 18 or 19?
He's not going to be a 20 and 15 guy.
He averages 16. You're telling me 4 points is a big difference.
No, I'm telling you, this is what he's going to. This is what Rudy Gobert is, bro.
4 points, 4 more points in an offense that is going to pass him the ball more.
He had Ricky Rubio before, bro. He was still putting up 16 a game, bro.
Ricky Rubio is not Trae Young as a passer,
but he's still a great passer.
He's not Luka Doncic or Trae Young.
He's not. No, I'm not saying he is, but he still had a great playmaker, and he still puts up the regular numbers.
There's a huge difference in those offensive weapons. Yes. And if you put in a vacuum, the passing of Ricky Rubio is not that far behind, but the dual threat of Luka or Trae Young is off the charts. We're going to compare it to Ricky Rubio.
So you're telling me? So wait, okay.
Players play up more on Luka and Trae Young in pick and roll situations, which makes lobs more open than a Rubio.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was gonna go with Donovan.
They're just way better offensive talents.
No, I agree, but
Donovan doesn't even pass it when it's a lob opportunity.
I don't think he's gonna be what Clint Capella with better defense, but he's gonna put up the same exact numbers. I don't understand why you guys think he's gonna put up 20 points a game. That's kind of ridiculous.
20 and 15.
His
is
strength
not
offensively is as a vertical threat. You pair him with one of those lob throwers.
Yeah.
I mean, he can easily get to 18 or 19 a game, which isn't 20, but it's right there.
I mean, I don't see it. I really don't. I think he's gonna be 15 and 15 for his life. Like I don't know.
He can get a few more points.
I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. What is he? 30 years old? 30? Rudy Gobert?
He's
29.
Yeah, he's gonna turn 30. Yep.
I don't see it. 15 and 15. He got to show me. That's something he's just realistically got to show me. And I get it. Trae Young and Luka, universal
LaMelo Ball
passers.
too, I mentioned, but yeah, he would be in that category. Yeah.
Trae Young, LaMelo, Luka, universal passers. 20 and 15 from Rudy just looks off, but maybe. I mean,
it depends how good the team is.
Well, they would have to, like you guys are saying, you guys are just
like DeAndre Ayton hasn't averaged 20 yet in his career, but he can average 20.
He's also much younger, and he has a
better
offensive game.
What I'm saying is that DeAndre Ayton hasn't averaged 20 because he's playing with multiple players that can score and that do score. You have Chris Paul, D Book, Cam Johnson off the bench, Mikal Bridges, Jake, like they all take shots.
But you can also give it to Ayton and trust that he can go get a bucket.
No, I know. What I'm just saying is that if Rudy Gobert is thrust into Atlanta and
to be fair,
and it's a 1-2 punch,
you can't just. Well, to be fair, Rudy's also getting paid 40 plus, so this isn't just a thrust guy into this. You're giving up a lot to get a Rudy Gobert type of player.
We're aware.
So
or just giving up contracts.
Which is a lot because
Atlanta can realistically
do what? All their guys are contracts.
Danilo Gallinari is getting 20 mil.
They're not good. Okay, throw another guy.
So Danilo, and then they can throw in a
John Collins, Bojan Bogdanovic, 18 million.
So them
they
three.
Can throw in Gallo, Bogdanovic.
You would give so that's their three guys.
Or they can actually just give up Gallo and Capella for a Gobert, and add to match the contracts.
I think it would. No, it won't.
Why not?
That's
Capella's making like 18 mil.
Why would Utah do that?
Utah do it because Utah is in a.
You're literally getting a lesser version of Rudy Gobert.
No, I know, but it's not forever.
What I'm basically saying is, I think John Collins would have to.
That's not like I'm just trying. I'm just talking about contracts. I don't think Atlanta's going to give up John Collins from Rudy, bro. I don't think that's happening. Because then what happens to Capella? I think Capella would have to be in the deal, and they'd probably ship out Capella to another. It would be a 3-team deal. They're shipping out Capella to another team, and then Utah just gets draft picks. But they can make it work contract-wise with a deal like that.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
What about
What about who?
No, never mind. So yeah, he's due. I was looking at his contract. Yeah, he's due for $41 million.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's overpaid.
You better watch out. You better watch out, man.
I'm not worried.
If he goes with Trae Young and then Zach comes to town,
they won't have the money to do that.
I don't know.
They literally won't.
Zach wants to take a pay cut, right? Take a pay cut.
They don't have money to even get the pay cut.
Go to Atlanta.
That would have to be like 2 signing trades. I don't know. I feel like both guys deserve blame. Well, everybody. Mike Conley was garbage. Yeah, everybody deserves blame.
Mike Conley was horrible.
Yeah, he traveled at the end of one of the games. It was really bad. He looked old.
The entire team was horrible. They couldn't guard anybody.
And their offense is what lost in the series in the end. Their league-leading offense because their defense was awful.
That was a great play call by Quinn Snyder. Bogut just missed the three. Like, it was wide open.
That was the thing with Jared Butler, too. Like, Quinn Snyder didn't play him. I was like, can I, see what Jared Butler looked like? He had one of his, really good game. I think it was, some point in March or February, and Quinn Snyder didn't play him after that. I was like, bro, just try him.
He was celebrating on the bench. Yeah, I saw when they were in the huddle and it was heated, he was actually just laughing and chilling. I actually do think that if they
nothing else to do.
If they do rebuild and retool, and I think Jared Butler starts, I think he could put up some numbers. Like,
could.
he
Like
could like
15 and 5,
15,
yeah,
16.
Good defense.
Jared Butler, I think he could
They had, you know what's
be
crazy?
in an MIP
I think
discussion.
I think their rebuild won't take that long, honestly. If they just make the right moves now, I don't think it would take.
If they
that long.
prolong it, it's
Yeah,
not,
like
they're
I
never
think
gonna.
they
get
can
it.
still like Jordan Clarkson. I feel like still has some value that you can get like a late first or second round pick out of him. Like his contract isn't crazy. It's like $14 million.
What would you think of Portland signing Levine, then trading, let's say, in Nurkic, and then the pick for Gobert?
They would have to re-sign Nurkic.
And then having Levine, Damon, Gobert, and Josh Hart.
Let's look at Portland's situation.
They've got like 4 or 5 players in the box.
Because I think Portland's going to get 2 primetime players in this free agency.
I think
In the
Julius
offseason.
Randle will be like the most likely option
Please
for
stop
them.
saying his name.
I'm just saying that's
They're not going to get Julius Randle. They're not going to
So
get him.
the Blazers have approximately $64 million to play with.
Yep.
Rudy's
That's
due.
two. That's 2 maxes basically.
No. You just said trade for Rudy. Rudy's a super max. That's $41 million. If Zach is serious about taking a pay cut, that means he'll be getting about $23 million. Right.
They can move off of Eric Bledsoe too, though. He's getting
No, this
19.
is all. This is like if they bring the guys they want to bring back, because their cap estimated is at 122 mil, but they'll have about 64 to play with. So if they get Rudy, he cuts that damn near a half, and then if Zach is serious about a pay cut, you'll get about $24 million.
Yeah, I think Portland is in the best position to make serious moves this offseason and then be back in the mix of things in the playoffs next year.
I still don't get exactly why Zach would want to go to Portland, but
You don't think it's better than Chicago?
I mean,
I'm just
would you
as
rather
lost as
play?
you.
Would you rather leave Chicago, which is a much bigger market, for Portland with you don't know who the GM's going to be, no idea. You don't know how good the coach is. You may like Chauncey Billups, but I mean, like Billy Donovan's like one of the better coaches I would say in the NBA. You at least know with him. I really don't see it. And you're playing in a much harder conference. I mean, he spent his first 3 years in Minnesota where that was tough. Why would he want to go back?
Ask this guy.
I think Portland sounds better.
Yeah, look, see.
Yeah, poor.
I mean, Chicago, they had a good run this year, but teams are bouncing back. Like
Sure,
the
what?
Knicks are going to bounce back.
It's nothing against Portland. I've never been there, but I don't know
The
why
what?
he would want to go there.
The what?
The Knicks,
How are you bouncing back?
we're going to make the playoffs this upcoming season.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
RJ Barrett, year 4.
All right.
You saw what he did in the second half of the season. You saw
You
how
know
he
what they call
competed
that?
against teams like Miami.
Do you know what they call that?
Delusion.
No, we call that
Empty calories.
we call that improvement. Empty calories doesn't exist, bro. That doesn't exist. RJ Barrett was efficient and he was doing it. 24 points. Put some respect on RJ Barrett's name. I know you're not a big RJ fan, but put some respect on his name.
I like RJ.
Put some respect on
player.
him. And we got Quentin Grimes too.
And he might be traded, so we'll see.
I mean, what if we trade for a prop? You never know. I'm just saying, I don't think Chicago, the outlook on them isn't, I'm not too high on their outlook. That's not me being a Chicago hater.
What if they try to go for Anthony Davis?
The Bulls or the
Yeah.
Knicks?
The Bulls, not the Knicks.
How would they go for Anthony Davis?
Nikola Vucevic's expiring contract. You throw in Kobe White because maybe they don't want to pay Kobe
And
White.
you think the Lakers with LeBron James are going to do it?
I doubt it.
I've seen some pretty stupid stuff from them. So
You think LeBron has a co-sign every move they make. You
Yeah.
think he's going to be like, yes, trade AD for Vucevic and Kobe White?
didn't LeBron kind of force their hand to trade for Russell Westbrook when it really wasn't going to fit at all, right?
Okay, but do you think that he's going to trade AD for Vucevic?
I didn't say it.
if-
He said it.
If Rob Pelinka
You know,
wants to take
they're
matters
not
into
going
his
to do
own
it.
hands,
They're not going to do it.
if Rob Pelinka sees
do
LeBron,
it.
hey, maybe he wants to leave, and he
I don't
try
know.
to take
I mean,
matters into
I'm
his
still
own.
confused in the Portland thing, but it's a nice place, nice area.
I think Portland has a lot of
A lot of what?
room to make moves.
I don't think their position is
And Dame wants to stay in Portland.
You're looking at a team you're looking at a conference that 7 teams are automatically better than you, even if you get Zach.
Not really. What if you get Jabari Smith? What if you get Shet?
Shet doesn't move me. He probably
Shet doesn't move you, but Paolo does.
no. I mean, none of them move me as guys is gonna do that. I mean, good luck.
Doesn't San Antonio have more than enough salary cap room as well? Don't
No,
get to
San
play
Antonio
for-
can do it.
assuming Pop doesn't retire, I'll get to play for him for like a year or two.
And they don't have to give up nothing, really nothing, other than Lonnie Walker.
Like those 2 Trailblazers first round picks, they are lottery tickets, but that can amount to like very little.
You're right, but they can also amount to a lot.
Luck of the draw. Luck of the draw.
And we'll know all where it amounts to, where it leads up to before free agency.
Yeah, in 2
so
weeks.
Zach will know what players they get.
Yeah, because the draft.
I don't think a rookie's moving
reveal,
him. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think a rookie's moving.
I think Dame is though.
Dame. I mean, not how,
Bro, like, come on, it's Dame.
There's a very good chance to try to package those 2 picks in a trade for like I don't know. Because if you're getting Bradley Beal, that's the first guy comes to mind. You're not getting Zach as well. That make no sense. But
I don't think Dame is moving anybody, bro. Nobody's went there, bro.
I understand. Like you're still trying to cope with
No, I literally said San Antonio was a better spot.
the Bulls' playoff loss and the potential of losing Zach LaVine. I understand.
Zach LaVine losing or leaving would definitely hurt the Bulls. But I mean, he's not going to Portland. He's from the Pacific Northwest, but I mean,
it doesn't really matter to people anymore. He's not going there, bro. I'm sorry.
All right, we'll see.
We'll see.
they have no state income tax, right? So I guess there's that. But
I was about to go play in Portland. Come on.